Hi everybody, it's Driven Fitness Erica here. How's it going? Happy Friday. I am today excited to share for you the stuff I keep in my fridge, all the healthy foods. And you know what? There's a fan going on. I'm gonna just turn a fan off while people are logging in and I'll be right back, okay? Okay. I am back. So I am Erica Roselius. I own Driven Fitness in Orange County, California. And today we are going to talk about the foods that I keep in my fridge. You know, as a personal trainer and a health professional, people ask me all the time, you know, what do you eat? What do you do for training? And hey, Linda. And I tell them what I eat and how I train, but really it doesn't matter because, you know, there are, hi Kelly, there are obviously general, you know, healthy practices you should be living throughout your life in order to meet your goals, but diet and exercise are such a completely individual, focus and an individual thing that what I keep in my fridge might not necessarily work for you and vice versa with various allergies. You know, nutrition has to do with culture, it has to do with your moral values and what you want to eat, whether you want to eat local or organic or whether you want to be a vegetarian or paleo. So what works for you is not necessarily going to be what works for me and vice versa. But I thought that I would just today share a few of the things that I always have in my kitchen to help me live a healthy and fit lifestyle. So welcome. And you know, as we're coming in, as people are coming in and I'm sharing, definitely give a little shout out of things that you kind of keep in your fridge as staples that are go-tos for you. So let's get going, all right? So first of all, just really quickly, my food philosophy, you know, I don't really prescribe or recommend a specific diet for most people. You know, I believe in eating real whole foods that are as close to the source as possible, you know, so as much unprocessed foods as possible in your diet. And for me, what has kept me really successful, and I notice for a lot of people that keeps them successful, is that I do not eat out a lot. I cook at home a lot, so I would say, you know, at least 80% of the time I go out maybe once a week to eat. Otherwise, I cook at home. I enjoy cooking at home. It's what I like to do. It makes me feel better. Hey, Adam, how's it going? So, you know, that for me is something that helps me be successful, is I tend to eat and cook at home. You can control your food, you know what's in it, and I just feel better when I'm eating my own stuff. So, you know, real whole food, cooking at home. And then another part of my food philosophy is that I really try to follow like the 80-20 rule. I am not one of those personal trainers that is going to tell you that you should always be perfect or strive to be perfect in what you eat, because it's not going to happen, right? Life happens and stuff happens and you get busy and you might not get to plan the meals that you want. You might not get to cook as often as you want, but I believe in living a balanced lifestyle. And if 80% of the time you're pretty good, then that 20% of the time, if you're not so good, then that is awesome. So we are here to talk about good stuff. Hi, Richard. Welcome. Happy Friday. So if you see me out at a restaurant, you're probably going to be seeing me eat things that aren't the best choices. You know, if I'm at a Mexican restaurant, I'm going to have a margarita and chips because I don't have margaritas and chips all the time. I maybe have them once a month, maybe twice a month. So if you're really good about cooking at home, then you don't have to worry about, you know, being perfect all the time if you do go out. So those are kind of my top 3 things on my food philosophy and how I eat. So what do I have in my kitchen? First of all, this is a really bad day to look in my fridge because I'm going out of town for a week tomorrow or the next day, so I hardly actually have anything in my fridge. But normally, number 1, I have a lot of eggs and other healthy proteins. So I eat eggs a lot. I usually have at least 2 to 3 eggs for breakfast every day. I personally believe in eating the yolks also because, hey Krista, the yolks, yes, might be where all the cholesterol is in an egg, but it's also where all the vitamins and minerals are. So I'm a huge fan of eggs. They're a great protein source, and I, scramble them. I put them on in tortillas. I make egg salads. So eggs and other protein is always in my fridge. And usually I will, at the beginning of the week, I always have something going in the crock pot with some kind of protein, whether it's chicken or pork or shepherd's pie or whatever. On Sundays, I do a big crock pot of some kind of meat that I can have throughout the whole day. I have an iron problem, so I actually eat a lot of red meat a couple times a week. Other people may not want to do that, but so many people I think have crock pots in their kitchen that they never use. I hear this all the time. Actually, my crock pot was a hand-me-down from my friend who got it from her wedding, and she's like, I never use it. So that's how I got my first crock pot. But once I discovered the joys of crock potting and how easy it is, then that sold me forever. So crock potting is key with healthy, lean proteins. I love seeing all these people join. Hey, Carmen. Hey, Judy, Selena, Lee. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. So we're talking about the very first thing that I keep in my fridge, which are eggs and other healthy proteins. The other thing I want to say about protein is if you aren't seeing the results you want in your body composition, like if you're trying to lose weight, and especially if you're an athlete, then I always tell people, and especially women, look at how much protein you're eating. 9 times out of 10, you're not eating enough. So for a normal non-endurance type of athlete, the normal recommendation is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So you can figure that out based on your body weight. Now, if you're active, if you're an athlete, if you're training for an event, that can go from 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram body weight. That's huge. For me right now, I'm training for a race. That's 126 grams of protein a day, which is a lot. So I always tell people, figure out your protein needs. And if you are feeling like you're not losing the body fat that you want to lose, you're hungry all the time, you're not feeling great, then definitely increase your protein, especially women. I really truly think most of us are not getting the protein that we need. And if you're exercising a lot, even if you're not a endurance athlete, you still might not be getting enough, and you still might want to be up in that 1.2, 1.4 grams per kilogram body weight. So definitely protein is huge in my diet. I eat it every single meal. One of my other favorite pre-cooked options, which I don't do a lot of pre-cooked options, but the pre-cooked chickens from the stores like Costco, it's the best. I love getting a Costco chicken. I immediately, when I get it home, take it all apart, get it all ready to go, put it into its separate containers so I have it for all week, and I can just grab it and go either for lunches or for dinners. It's just there, ready to go. Okay, that was the first thing that I always keep in my fridge. The second thing that I always keep, and I have them here, actually, avocados, right? So California, we're really lucky. We have avocados all the time. I love the ones from Trader Joe's. My client Liz suggested I get these 4-packs from Trader Joe's. They're always good. There's never a bad one. I don't know how they do it, and they're perfectly ripe. So Trader Joe's avocados. Avocados are a great source of healthy fat. Carmen says, don't you have wine? Yes. If you know me, of course you know I have wine. But that is not part of one of my top 5 because I just feel like that's a given, right? Hi, Donna. Hi, Brian. So avocados. So they're a great source of healthy fat. And I feel like, the whole craze, the non-fat, low-fat craze, which is very similar to the no sugar, craze. The problem with that is your body needs fat. You need it for many, many different processes within your body. So I don't really do or believe in non-fat, low-fat stuff, except for milk. I just don't like full fat milk, but otherwise I really try to get the full fat of whatever I'm eating. And so avocados provide for me a great source of fat, and they help me feel full. I eat half of an avocado to an avocado a day, actually, especially right now when I'm training. If you are training and burning a lot of calories, it's one of my faves. So avocados. Number 3 I have on my list are sweet potatoes. So I didn't say it, you know, I just figure everyone knows vegetables and fruits in general, right? I'm not going to include that in my top 5 because, hi Julie, everyone knows they should be having fruits and vegetables. But sweet potatoes, I do almost always have sweet potatoes in my cupboard. I use them for a good carb, especially after workouts, and I tend to do a whole bunch again at the beginning of the week. I'm sneaking meal prep in here. Do you like that? Everyone hates meal prep, but you got to do it. So I usually make those at the beginning of the week, and I either boil them and then make them into basically mashed potatoes with some butter and some garlic salt. Hey, Mike. Welcome, everybody. You can use regular potatoes also, so either boil them and just have them there, and again, it's a quick thing that I can get out of the fridge. I actually eat them for breakfast sometimes. And then my other favorite thing to do is to slice them really thin and then slice red onions really thin and bake them at, I want to say like 425. I kind of bake stuff kind of high with some garlic, salt, and pepper. And they come out nice and sort of crispy and delicious. That's one of my favorite snacks and sides. So sweet potatoes, and I like the white sweet potatoes, not the yams. That's just me. I don't love yellow, orange and yams. But my favorite is actually the Japanese purple sweet potato. Has anyone ever had that? They have them out here in California a lot. If you're not in California, I'm not sure how easy they are to get, but the Japanese purple potatoes are awesome. They taste delicious, and they taste really good baked. So sweet potatoes, again, they are really, really good for post-workout and also for healthy carbs. I don't tend to eat a lot of like bready pastas and stuff like that, so I get my carbs from things like the sweet potatoes. Has any of this kind of sounded familiar to anybody else out there? Does anybody else have sweet potatoes or avocados, other healthy proteins? Number 4, I do have lettuce in my fridge all the time, and I decided to include that because I put lettuce pretty much like almost all my meals. I put on lettuce. Like if it's a Mexican salad of some sort, I put it on lettuce. If it's a stir fry, I put it on lettuce. I just make it into a salad because especially in the summertime when it's hot and I don't like to cook a lot of veggies, it gets my greens in. One person, woohoo, for avocados, yay. So lettuce I always have, and you know, don't feel bad about buying pre-bagged, pre-done lettuce. A lot of people feel like this need, like I should be able to buy it, you know, how it comes naturally, which is true. Like it's going to be cheaper. If you're concerned about budget, then buy your lettuce as a head of lettuce. If you don't care and you're worried about time and being successful, then go ahead and buy the bag of pre-washed, pre-done lettuce. Like, don't feel guilty about it, right? That's how you want to spend your money. So I happen to buy them in the head of lettuce, and when I get home, I take them all apart, wash all the leaves, and then I put them all in damp paper towels and roll them up and put them in a big plastic bag, and the lettuce stays fresh and crisp a long time that way, like sometimes up to a week. So I do eat a lot of lettuce, different kinds. Hey, Courtney, and keep it all year round, especially here when it's so hot. That was number 4. Okay, number 5. I kind of lump together as sides and snacks. So I cook a lot. I saute a lot and stuff, and I like to use a lot of spices. So my top favorites right now are, I'm getting them for you, garlic salt. See it? It's gonna be backwards, right? Garlic salt. I don't know what I would do without this. Honestly, I put it on everything. So I don't hardly use salt, but I will use garlic salt. And then my other favorite is turmeric. Okay, turmeric. So turmeric will get everything yellow that you touch. So just make sure you're aware of it. But it's very, has high anti-inflammatory powers. So it's really good for things like arthritis. Just in general, people tend to live in very inflammatory environments. Our bodies have a lot of inflammation going on these days. So I use a lot of turmeric. You know, to be honest, I don't know how much turmeric you would need to really, you know, work on its own as an anti-inflammatory, but I figure it's great for you, right? You might as well add it. It tastes good. So yeah, turmeric. I put it on popcorn. I put it in all of my stir fries. So those are my 2 favorite spices at the moment. The other thing I have is coconut oil and olive oil, obviously, and coconut butter. This stuff rocks. So this, all it is organic raw coconuts made into a paste. And then you can use it as a little spread. So you can use it instead of butter, if you like coconuts, or instead of peanut butter, you can put it on like waffles or whatever. You can probably, you would use coconut oil in your stir fries and stuff, but I like to use this as a spread. A note though on coconut butter, it is very high calorie. It has 210 calories and 21 grams of fat for 2 tablespoons. Okay, so it's a lot. You can't just go eating this like off the charts, right? Hal and Dalton joined. Oh, Dalton the Malamute, yay! They're in the car. Hi guys, it's a family affair. Courtney, you've never heard of it. I hadn't either. One of my roommates got it and I love it. So just use it sparingly, okay? Because it still has a lot of calories, and calories still do matter, people. I mean, you can't just, you know, you can eat healthy, but you can't overeat healthy foods. It still won't help you reach your goals, but it's a great alternative. The research on coconut oil and its health benefits is still kind of out, you know, no one's really decided yet. You know, if it has all of the benefits that a lot of the sort of natural world says that it does. It is a saturated fat, but what they found is that the kind of saturated fat that it is, which is a medium chain triglyceride, your body absorbs it a little differently than a saturated fat from like an animal product or something. So because of that, it tends to be healthier than other saturated fats that you can have. And just because it has some saturated fat doesn't mean that you should never have it. But again, just be aware. But if you like coconuts, try it. It's awesome. Okay. Then my favorite snacks. So I eat a lot, people. I'm hungry all the time right now and I'm eating a lot. So some of the favorite snacks that I have all of the time, number one are tortillas, actually from Courtney's sister, Emily. She's the one that taught me how to just buy corn, little corn tortillas from the store instead of tortilla chips. And then I just spray them with olive oil spray, cut them up, spray them with olive oil spray, stick them again with garlic salt too and some pepper, and stick them in the oven for a few minutes, and they come out nice and crisp, just like tortilla chips, but they taste way better. And what I love about that is you can just make 12 chips, or 6 chips, however many you want, and then you don't have a bag of chips sitting in your pantry just calling your name, right? So that you don't have to worry about using that discipline and willpower all the time. If you want those chips, you can just make what you want. It's natural, you know exactly what's in it, and it's a really great snack. The other snack that I'm a little bit obsessed with is popcorn, right? Bill Mall, hi! So I love popcorn. Like I said, I don't eat a lot of other carby stuff. So I get popcorn like this, naturally in the kernel, not microwave popcorn with anything added to it. And I put it into a frying pan or my wok, actually, with some oil, and it pops, and cover it, and it pops on your stovetop super fast. And you can add, again, you can add coconut oil, you can add sugar, and it makes kettle corn, garlic salt, turmeric, all kinds of stuff, barbecue flavoring. So I love popcorn because, again, you get a lot of popcorn that can be pretty filling with some fiber, not a lot of calories, it's easy to make, and then you can just make however much you want, all right? You can get organic, non-GMO, whatever kind of popcorn kernels you want. All right, the last snack that I'm kind of obsessed with right now are these. Trader Joe's sweet plantain chips. Yummy. So I love plantains. It's from when I traveled. So I traveled around the world many, many moons ago. And, in Africa and all these places, they just really eat a lot of plantains. And so I just got on this plantain kick. So I cook with plantains a lot. But they're becoming more, like standard. So at Trader Joe's, they have these sweet plantain chips, which are gluten-free, no sugar added, and all they are is plantains and oil. That's it. And they are so sweet. They're 130 calories a serving and 5 grams of fat, which is fine. They only have 5 grams of sugar. So my tip for you is sugar is a tough one, okay, guys? It's in everything these days, everything. Like if you start really looking at labels, people always want to say like, what do I look at? And I'm always like, well, you have to look at everything. But sugar. You want to try to be staying under into the single grams of sugar. So whatever you have, if it's going to have a label on it and look at it, you want to try to stay in single digits in grams. So under 10 grams, which can be really difficult. So start giving yourself that little challenge and see what you're eating. So that's what I love about these sweet plantain chips is if you have a sweet tooth like I do, it kind of satisfies that a little bit. I mean, not as much as chocolate's going to, right? But it will satisfy it a little bit. There's nothing weird about them. You know, there's nothing unusual in them. It's just literally the plantains that are baked or fried. So I just discovered these last week and I'm obsessed. Sweet plantain chips. They also make at Trader Joe's non-sweet plantain chips. They're a little bit saltier. Those are good too. So plantains are great. So those were my top six things. So eggs, another protein, right? And so if you are an active person, and definitely if you're an endurance athlete, you should be getting 1.2 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. That is a lot of protein. Lots of eggs, right? Other healthy proteins. Bison, I eat a lot of bison. It's a great source of iron and other vitamins and minerals. Fish, chicken, turkey, all that stuff that I like to cook in bulk at the beginning of the week and then eat all week long. Avocados, that was the second thing that I always have, avocados. Number 3, sweet potatoes or some sort of potatoes. Bill Mall, you missed the first 4. I'm going over them right now. Eggs and other proteins, avocado, sweet potatoes or other kinds of potatoes, lettuce, your choice of what kind. Mix it up. You know, we are so lucky in this day and age to have so many things at our fingertips that mix the kind of fruits and vegetables up and as much as you can, the different kind of apples, different kind of bananas, you know, so that you're really getting from the whole array of what's available out there. Number 5 were my sides, 5 and 6, right? My sides, my garlic salt, my turmeric, and then my snacks. So that's it. Does anybody have any favorites out there that I've missed or any questions? I have a couple of other tips. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes. I always say I have to have notes, so sorry guys, but I don't want to forget anything super important. I don't eat out a lot, so that was the biggest thing is that if you really want to see results, you have to know what's going into your food. And if you're eating out 80% of the time, you're most likely not going to know what's in your food. You can do the best you can, right? But if you really want to make those changes, start in your own kitchen. Clean out all the crap. Like if it's not there, then you're not going to eat it and replace it with good stuff. You know, a lot of my stuff has prep time. What about cheese? Donna Negan. I love cheese too, and I do have it in my fridge almost always. Again, you just have to limit it, right? Balance. Be smart about it. So a lot of my stuff you'll notice involves meal prep, and people complain to me all the time about meal prep. They're like, I want to lose weight, but meal prep is so hard. And you know what? I don't have any sympathy because it is hard. It's not hard. It takes some time, yes, and it takes practice, but it's not difficult. It just takes practice and organization. So there are many people out in this world who are meeting their goals, who are meal prepping on a weekly basis, who have kids and have careers and all that stuff. So I believe that you can do it. You just have to get organized and concentrate. All right. So hi, Natalie. So a lot of the stuff I have involves that meal prep, but just start one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Like maybe this week on Sunday, you're going to try crock potting a protein, right? Don't try to change everything at once. Just one thing, people, just one thing, okay? So meal prep. Yes, it's a little time consuming, but it will, I promise you, make all the difference. And if you don't have time to do the prep, like I said, go ahead and buy the pre-cut veggies and fruits. If it's in your budget, then don't worry about it. Don't feel bad if that's going to make you feel successful. And then the other thing I do is that when I do cook, I divvy it up all at that point in time. So, you know, I get up at 4:45 in the morning. I have to be out the door within a half an hour and 40 minutes. And so if I have everything set and ready to go, then I know I will be successful. So whatever it is, if it's my veggies, you know, if I buy a cucumber, I cut up the whole thing. It all goes into separate containers in the fridge ready for me to just grab. Julie says, it's so great to know. Popcorn's not your favorite? Oh man, I love it. I seriously would die without popcorn, I think. So that's it. So I hope everyone enjoyed my live feed today. I hope you got some tips. If you have any questions, then you can just go ahead and keep typing away. If I missed one, then I'll check back after we're done with our live video here in the replay, and I can give any more advice that I want. But just remember, you know, focus, take some time. Natalie's a popcorn lover too. Yes, I'm telling you, it's great. Focus, get organized, take time, and it will work. You will find things in your fridge that are real, non-processed foods that will totally help you live a healthy lifestyle. Okay? All right, guys, go have a great weekend.